Hey Fidel, we're ready to start part 2 of your analysis, so the face on basically. I just had to flip it like 90 degrees, I don't know why. But the quality is okay. I mean, I could use more frames per second and I could see more details if everything was in black in your clothing, but I mean, that's all good. I was expecting things and they are right in front of me, so no real surprise here. So few things. Your left hand grip is kind of weak. Make sure that your radius bone, like this part of the radius, is on top of the right of the grip and not on the middle of the grip. So because you're kind of weak, you have troubles squaring up the club face. There is some range of motion here in this supination. As you can see, this is just my forearm rotating, the two bones on the forearm rotating over each other, and it's happening without shoulder rotations. This is not happening, it's just this. Okay, so you have some range of motion there, but if you use up everything, the next thing that's going to go is this angle, because this closes the club face, and this is going to get involved into squaring at the end. So yeah, I would, especially with the moves that I'm gonna advise, you're gonna need a little bit stronger left hand grip. For the right hand grip, well, I don't see really much there. I mean, you're kind of standard. You're definitely not using this pinch, which is really bad because it activates the extensors, and it's really not good for lag retention and to not flip roll anyway. You use this opposable thumb, like you have the thumb away from the palm, which is good, and I mean the right hand grip is fine. Okay, the next thing that I see, wasn't really expecting this, but you're kind of drifting on the left too much, and your left hip goes past the left ankle. So again, for the backswing, really good job. I mean, you have good thoracic spine extension, the face is correct, you have big high hands, pelvic rotation is fine. I mean, really for the backswing, I'm really not worried. But here you can see that this is going to go more and more and more and more, and this is going to go there, I think. So let's look at that. Here, sliding. So even if this is an iron, the problem with that is that you put your pelvis in a way that it has nowhere to go. I mean, it's just pushing, and from here, when the left hip is over the left ankle, if something were to happen in the hip and in the second fire, you could just shoot up, which will make you flip more, make you lose more spine angle, and that's not good. So we want this left hip to go at least even with the left heel or back, so that when something happens, you're creating movement and rotation away from the ball for this part. I mean, the activation of this hip extension and such should help your pelvic rotation. If you are here and things happen, it's just going to go up, or it's just going to not fire and just cruise through, and that's basically what happens in your lower body. It's very, very toned down. Here you can see the position is not really bad, but here's where it goes out of whack. So from here, look at like this on your forearm. We can see it, we can't see it. I mean, it's happening so fast. I mean, it's at least a good 20-30 degrees of rotation there, happening in this millisecond. So hard to control. I mean, we can play like this. A ton of pro players have played like this, but they're not amongst the best ball trackers whatsoever. So, and you can see that here you had a correct angle, and it's already going away because you have all this going on. You have the extension going up, so the club needs to go down, the swing arc needs to widen, the club face has a difficult time getting squared, so you need to tap in this extra motion to close it. And the other thing that I was expecting for your left shoulder, it's kind of staying adducted there, like elbow very close to the body, and this is pinched and this is rolling. So we can see that you are here in the early follow through. There. See this position with this arm like pinned to your body, this arm crossing over. So this is not good, but this is a consequence of everything else. So okay, we can also see that but it goes with the slide. That, I mean, if you imagine where your right patella, how would you say that? Kneecap, sorry. If the right kneecap, imagine where it's pointing. It's there, which is good. This one is here, which is good. I mean, you have to have a little bit of internal rotation of the left hip, so very fine. And here, look at it. It's going immediately with the pelvis. It's not resisting at all. So what this tells me is that there is no external rotation here. So I mean, this is all going with the right. I mean, everything is frozen here. You try to rotate, but because you slide, it's not going anywhere. The kneecap goes with it, and this one also goes with it. So this is not really the pattern that we're looking for. Okay, so now my advice. Okay, first, try to have this left hip not go past the left ankle. It's gonna feel like you're kind of spinning out at first, but with all the other move that you're gonna put in, it's not going to feel like spinning out and hitting a bit cut and staying on your right foot. The other move that you are going to try and incorporate is this right kneecap resisting the pelvis moving. So at the end of the backswing, and transition, the pelvis is going to go, and your right kneecap shouldn't go with it. And this is a big part of spinning out, actually. If you go and let everything go and not resist at all with the right kneecap, this really feels like a spin out. So try to have the right knee flexing and the right kneecap staying almost in place. I mean, it's gonna go. Of course it's gonna go because you rotate your pelvis so much, so it's gonna go. But try to not let it completely follow the pelvis. So here, okay, in exaggeration, try to have the right kneecap stay there while everything is moving. The other thing that you need to try and do is having the left kneecap, which is something I talked about in my previous analysis. Again, the left kneecap also resists the pelvis moving. So it's kind of, if you wanted both kneecaps go there, like point there, both, and have the pelvis rotating. So of course the pelvis is going to drag all both the kneecaps this way, but you should resist it. So it's going to go. And now it's going to be very difficult for you to slide while doing this. Doing the both kneecaps and pelvic rotation is going to give it's really impossible to slide. So try to do this. And for the upper body, there's a major thing that you will need to try and do is try to have your right elbow touch the left hip. This is not possible, of course. I mean, you cannot be like this. But try to imagine that this right elbow wants to hit the left hip. And also see things like the shoulder joint. Try to isolate the moves in the forearms and in the shoulders. So try to imagine that the forearms are closing the face and that the shoulders are opening the face. So imagine that both shoulders are opening the face, especially your left. It's imperative that you use your left shoulder differently. So from here, both my shoulders are going to open the face, both my forearms are going to shut the face. So you are ending up like this. And this is not something that needs to be released. I mean, the club has so much momentum, and I mean the lag is gonna go. I mean there's no way you're gonna stay like this. Nobody can. I mean, and the one that almost can are good ball strikers and never hit fat shots and have very stable releases. So this is a goal that's not really attainable. I don't know, achievable. But I mean, try to always have the shoulder that open the face, always. Even here, even the follow through, don't ever let that go. I mean, from wherever you are, it's like from here and then everything goes. So, no, this, try to have left shoulder opening the face, opening the face, opening the face, opening the face. And as you can see, because the club it doesn't have this free motion there to swing along the swing arc, I have to provide and to make the club head track on the swing arc with my rotation, with my right lateral bend, with my pelvic rotation, with my second fire. I have to use a different way to make the club head travel along the arc. From here you're using this, and then you're using this to make the club head travel along the swing arc. So really a different motion that you're going to try and achieve. So let's slide first. Try to have kneecaps thing. Don't do this, don't do everything at once, but work around these things, see what you can incorporate in. Maybe at first you're going to have to just think about the shoulders. Just have the shoulders open the face and the forearms close the face, and you're just going to go like this. And then you're going to be able to have this, like this shoulder resisting and this kneecap resisting. So you're going to do both, and so on and so forth. You don't have to put everything into a change right now, but this is the change that I see. So basically 3 things, 4 things, maybe if you include the grip change, but I mean it's not. You could do something from there. There's no doubt. If you were to use this pattern at the most. And another thing that I can say is that you're gonna feel like your left elbow is gonna have to flex, kind of. I mean, if you extend, if you hyperextend, there's something happening here which provides external rotation, which includes also weakness in the flexors. If you do that, the flexors are way weaker than if you do that. If you do, try to push the hand with the elbow hyperextending. It's going to be hard to resist. Now do this with internal rotation, elbow flexion, and again try to push your hand into extension. You're going to feel way stronger. So this is also a way to have more power to retain lag, to work in the club in this direction or resist a flip. So this is going to be beneficial for basically everything. So I encourage you to follow these devices. So tiny beat, stronger left hand, no slide. Try to resist with both kneecaps while the pelvis is rotating, and then use the shoulders to open the club face and use the forearms to close the club face. And this might sound bizarre, and this might feel like you have to bend a tiny bit your left elbow, which is good. Believe it or not, this is good to have a tiny flex in the left elbow, or at least not get all the way into the radial of motion and have it snap hyperextended, because that will lead to adduction, flip, roll, etc. And really this kind of motion, like the shoulders opening the face, doesn't end. It doesn't need to end. It's not like we go to here and then we snap. There's nothing like that. So try to resist and have the shoulders opening the face all the way up until the mid part of the follow through. Okay, I hope this helps, and that's basically it for your analysis, Fidel. I hope you liked it, and have a good day.